People are allowed to bring their pets. And I know the name of every single dog, and I don't know the names of most of the people that work in the office.
You met your own self from a parallel dimension?
Well, thank you so much. James, thank you so much. It's an honor being here talking to you. You know, beneath all the muscles and chaotic violence of Peacemaker, there's a really radical philosophy.
Yeah.
The idea of the world is screwed up. Everybody has a sad story. Everybody has a reason to do the evil or incorrect things they do. So we might as well just do a little of good, having some empathy with one another. Following that philosophy, is that enough for a Peacemaker to become a superhero? Do we even need superheroes following that thought?
Well, I think that's one of the interesting things, right? I mean, and we see that in season 2. We see that Peacemaker still wants to be a superhero. He wants to be acknowledged and embraced by the superhero community. He just isn't. He's mocked. He's made fun of. They think he's a clown. And yet the story of Peacemaker is not the story of Christopher Smith becoming a superhero. It's the story of Peacemaker truly becoming Christopher Smith. And I think that's what we see in this season. We get to see the story of Christopher Smith. If the first season was the story of Peacemaker, this is about the man and getting to see who he truly is, what matters to him, and really trying to overcome the demons that he faces that are things that he uncovered in season 1.
I love what you just said because I think that applies to Goff. And I gotta say, Goff, it's my favorite character in Peacemaker.
Goff is?
Yes, because he's very similar to Chris and with his arc and narratives. I really love also Eagly. And now Peacemaker has something in common with Superman, that is their love for pets.
Yes.
So I'd like to ask you, why do you think it's so important to add pets into a superhero universe?
It's probably not important, but I keep doing it. So, listen, I love animals. It's the joy of my life. Like, there's nothing I like more than interacting with animals, playing with animals. My dogs, my cat, other people's dogs. My wife makes fun of me because we have all these dogs that are on the Superman editing room. People are allowed to bring their pets, and I know the name of every single dog. And I don't know the names of most of the people that work in the office. And every day I come in and the dogs hear my voice and they all run over, and every day I roll around and play with the dogs. So I just love animals, and so I think I have this affinity for them. I was raised alongside a dog. I think I'm partially imprinted on animals, and so I have an easy time writing them.
That's beautiful. Going back to something that you said about Peacemaker becoming Chris, I think that season 1 really challenged our ideas and notions of the morality of individual superheroes and their methods. Season 2 seems to challenge institutions. So I'd like to ask you, what corrupts a superhero most? Their own powers or the institutions that enable them?
I think what corrupts a superhero the most is what corrupts any person in life who has power, and it's power. And I don't know who it was said, with great power comes great responsibility, but there's a reason that phrase is stuck around, because it's absolutely true. I think it would be really difficult to have as much power as Superman and to be good, which makes it doubly impressive that he's as good as he is. And I think the same is true with Chris. I think he's a powerful guy, and he's come to different conclusions than, say, Batman has in terms of how to deal with enemies. And he's not illogical. He makes sense. The things he says about Batman in season 1 make sense.
Yes.
He's like,
Completely.
if Batman killed his enemies, they wouldn't go out and come out of jail and kill more people. But there's the morality of that within of itself. So it's a complex. Life is complex, right? I mean, everybody wants there to be some right way that we're approaching morality in our televised stories and our movies, and there is no right way. It's a very complicated subject, and so I think that's one of the fun things is dealing with that, whether it's through the differences between Clark and Lois and Lex and Superman, or the differences between Peacemaker and Harcourt and Adebayo in Peacemaker.
Quick question. You talk about power, and I think that spills into every part of life. And it mirrors a little bit a comic book fan becoming the voice of an institution
Yeah.
of superhero movies. So what is the thing that you miss the most about just being a fan watching and commenting these stories?
Yeah.
Has your relationship with the genre changed in any way?
Yeah, it has. It is hard. One of the things, I'm a big comic book fan. I've read comic books my whole life. Now I read comic books, and I cannot help that there's a part of me that's the head of DC Studios that's reading comic books as a part of my job and trying to see how I could integrate ideas or stories or characters. And it's a different kind of fun. But I do miss the purity of just sitting down and reading a superhero comic because that's what I wanted to read. And so, yeah, it's a different experience, and I miss that.